how will this impact the millions who will be filing their taxes in the coming months?
Right. So last year on January 29th was the first day that Americans could begin filing their taxes. And as we know, people that think they're going to get tax refunds, they tend to file first because they want that money back. Last February, about $140 billion in tax refunds was paid out by the IRS. Now, the IRS has sent home 90% of its staff without pay indefinitely because they are also not funded under this government shutdown. We're expecting to hear from them early this week their plan for the tax filing season. That will include whether they're going to process tax refunds. Last year, they said they would not process any tax refunds during a shutdown, but they're under, incredible pressure to reverse that because of the potential backlash. So we might even hear whether they're going to have to move the April 15th filing deadline because they won't have enough personnel. So, a lot of that we'll find out in the coming days, but that's a tremendous amount of money that would be sucked out of the economy next month if Congress or, the IRS or the White House doesn't sort this out quickly.
Right. And on that point, so every year the government pays out billions in tax refunds. What will a delay in returns mean for the greater economy without that money in circulation?
Yeah, I mean, it's $140 billion in February. It's with a B, okay?
Right.
And that's a tremendous amount of money. That could single-handedly, push the country towards a recession if that money is not put into the economy. A lot of people get their tax refunds and go immediately spend it on something, or they pay down their credit card. This money gets pumped back into the economy quickly, and we've never had a situation before where this just doesn't happen.
Use the R word, though. I want to be very clear here. I mean, is that a realistic possibility that, in fact, not having that money in circulation could, in fact, drag down things economically so far that it could push the country into recession?
So the economists that I've talked to said they believe the first quarter of 2019, the first 3 months, will not be strong, will not be as strong as we saw in 2018. And if you add to that this idea that this money will not be put into circulation, this $140 billion, then you're pushing it really close to a possible recession scenario. Recession means that essentially that the government does not grow and it contracts. The economy contracts over the course of a period. So, as these things begin to snowball, so if people don't get their tax refunds, they stop buying things, then companies get hit and they don't reinvest or hire new workers. All those things can kind of collide into a big economic mess. And I think we're anticipating that will happen in February unless all these things get resolved quickly.
So I know you said that we're waiting to hear from the IRS here in the coming days, but has the government outlined any kind of plan for the upcoming tax season if the shutdown continues?
So last year they did. Last year, as part of their contingency plan that they published, they said that they would not issue any tax refunds during a government shutdown. They have not issued their plan for this year. And usually this is around the time of year when they say, because we're almost up against tax filing season, all the deadlines and when things will go into effect. And so, like I said, we're expecting that maybe Monday or Tuesday, and there's going to be a tremendous amount of interest and scrutiny and possibly even stock market reaction to whatever they say. Because, like I said, this is a lot of people, this is a lot of money, and this is a lot of money gets put into the economy immediately.
Really sobering to hear about the possible consequences if this shutdown continues. Damian Paletta, thanks so much for sharing your reporting and for being with us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.